Good afternoon, everyone. Wonderful to see you all joining us. I know some of you joined us a couple of weeks back for our first in our series of architect spotlights for South Bank, covering the Shoal Villa. Wonderful to have some of you back today, and welcome for the first time to those of you who are new to this series. Today's series is going to focus on the Dune Villa, which is a 6-bedroom beachfront villa that's very, very unique. My name is Courtney Chapman. I'm the New Development Marketing Coordinator at Turks Caicos Sotheby's International Realty, which I'm going to shorten to TCSIR, so it's less than a mouthful. And I'm joined today by Ingo Reckhorn, who is the Director of Windward and developer of South Bank. Also joining us, hi there, Ingo. Also joining us is Gregory Blee, who is the director of Blee Halligan Architects and our lead architect for the project at South Bank. Hi there, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks.
Good, good. And last but certainly not least, we're also joined by Joseph Zom, who is president and broker of TCSIR, and also Nina Siegenthaler, who is our VP at TCSIR and our lead agent on the Ocean Estate. So today we're going to start off very, very shortly and get you sort of right into it. We'll be taking you on a 3D tour of the Dune Villa, where you're going to hear from Greg Blee as to his design ethos, which is fascinating. And before we get into that, I just wanted to mention very, very briefly that we would love to hear from you. So throughout this presentation, if you have any questions at all that come up, there is a Q&A box at the sort of bottom of your screen, and you can just open that up and type to us in the chat. And we have allowed some time at the end of the presentation where we'll get back to you on any of your questions. Lastly, I've also created a poll, which I'm going to launch right now. So you should be able to see that on your screens. And that is really just for us to get some feedback from you, if you'd be willing to share about the format of this spotlight and how we can be the most useful to you in providing you with the information that you need. So to start the next 30 minutes off, I'm going to invite Ingo to speak with you and take you through a video of the beachfront and boating experience at South Bank. Thank you, Ingo.
Thanks, Courtney. Yeah, we thought we'd start by putting the lovely architecture that Greg has designed into context a little bit. And we're going to show you a short video of the location. Bear with us, it might be a little bit jumpy because of bandwidth for some of you, but in general, it should give you a good impression. Yeah, I hope everybody was able to see that properly. Yeah, did that come across okay, Courtney? Perfect, excellent. Yeah, we thought that would be a good way to kick off this, this little presentation of our Dune Villas. And I hope you were able to see from that lovely video of the western expanse of Long Bay Beach, where these two villas sit on a beautifully elevated site. We have 25 feet of elevation that the remaining two Dune Villas sit on. And this allowed us to create a very unique and special design, as we think, across 3 floors serviced by an elevator that at the end of the day has 5 beachfront facing bedrooms that have that lovely view of the Caicos Bank. But I won't get into too much detail on that now because I don't want to take away too much information from Greg. But what I do briefly want to show you is where we are exactly at South Bank and which specific locations we're talking about. So we have our Ocean Estate 1 right over here. Can everybody see that? Courtney?
Yes, that looks great, Ingo.
Thank you. So when we originally designed the master plan for South Bank, we designed the oceanfront lots, the Ocean Estate 1 and 2, to be a natural continuation of what Long Bay Beach is known for. And that is a nice, beautiful peppering of individual luxury villas all along that beachfront. And what we've done here with the Ocean Estate, especially the Ocean Estate 1 at this point, is we have our 4 Ocean Estate villa designs, and we've done the very same thing. We've peppered them along the beachfront and the Iron Shore oceanfront. And the 2 lots that we're talking about for the Dune Villas are our Ocean Estate 1 and 2. And what you can see here is that once you access South Bank through the South Bank roundabout and the security entrance and take a short left turn, it takes you right into a more intimate portion of South Bank with the first 8 Ocean Estate homes. Our Ocean Estate 3 is another Dune Villa, which is already sold, and our Ocean Estate 4 is also sold, and those 2 are scheduled to commence construction in January and February, respectively. And these 2 lots, Ocean Estate 1 and 2, are thus beautiful private homes that still take advantage of our fully managed community that South Bank is at the end of the day, with all the resort amenities that we have to offer, including the restaurants and tennis courts and spa and gym. And I won't go into too much detail on that because we talked about that on our last Zoom call that we did. One last thing that I just wanted to mention, which was also visible in the video, is how important boating is to South Bank. Of course, we have our affiliated South Bank Marina. And with our Ocean Estate homes, we have the possibility for the clients to also acquire a boat dock, a dedicated boat dock for up to 60-foot boats. And we think that this is quite a unique opportunity that you don't really find anywhere. So this combination of an architecturally designed private home with a boat dock option, as well as the resort amenities, is something that we find is quite special and unique. But without further ado, I'd like to invite Greg to take us through the design of the home with a little fly through. And I'll pass it over to him. And then we'll have some more details about the home, the facts and features of the home later in the presentation.
Thanks, Ingo. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to briefly start on, hold on, Ingo, are you still sharing screen? Okay, we're good. All right, so I'm going to briefly start on these 2 sketches above my head and to my right, I think, which kind of explain the starting point of this house. So we always start the process by looking for other projects in the world that kind of ring true, if you like, for the particular brief and the site. And this little sketch here is of a villa in Italy on Lake Garda called Villa Eden, designed by David Chipperfield. It's an absolutely fantastic building. And it sits on the side of a mountain, which is maybe slightly different, but bear with me. And it's basically a big pergola structure. So this whole design is about not so much a box of a house, but more of a outside pergola that happens to be glazed in some parts, which allow this incredibly flexible and really quite unbelievable kind of indoor-outdoor living experience. And that was something that we looked at and resonated with us first in the early stages of the design process. And right above my head here is a section that we drew really early days. And I think that the important thing to note is that, you know, we've got a dune landscape here, which is almost 1 story tall. So the building is over 3 stories on the back side, if you like, on the garden side of the house. And to the ocean side, the villa is over 2 stories. And that's really an interesting proposition in terms of design, but also it really informed the way that the design evolved. So I'm going to move over to this, I hope this works, move over to the fly through and share screen. Here we go. Okay. So I hope everyone can see it. Courtney, are we good?
Yep, we can see it perfectly.
All right, so this is the approach, and I'm going to just, this takes us kind of from the roadside, as Ingo was describing, through this landscape garden towards this house. And we're going to start the fly through and then pause it at this first rendering here, because there's some things I want to highlight in the design. You know, the first thing is it's a contemporary design, and it's got this amazing kind of tiered elevation. So we have a ground floor, level 1, which is all about the entrance, and we'll come to that, and the kind of how to make that kind of grand space. And then cantilever, we've got 13-foot cantilever, cantilevering over that, providing shade to below, but also creating this terrace above it, which connects seamlessly to the living space and then out onto the landscape, which is the dune level. So if you can imagine the level above the entry level is the top of the dune, is the primary living space. And then held above that are 4 really grand master bedrooms that overlook the Caicos Bank. And I think the other thing I want to highlight is the material on the left. We've got this kind of bookending of auxiliary spaces. So, you know, there's a utility space, and there's an ensuite, there's a, where the elevator is on the left-hand side, is clad in this porcelain tile. And I spent about a week in Italy looking at every conceivable option of tile, which was looking at resilience and how, and longevity in use. So, you know, it was going to last, how long was this product going to last, and how low maintenance could it be? But the most important point was about the coloration. So we took a piece of the rock, the ironshore rock, which was this very light gray, and we spent a long time in the factories, but also bringing samples to site and mounting them on the sales and marketing suite in order to test the color of this tile against the natural landscape. And we picked out one out of many hundreds that I saw that really fitted the tonality of the ground and the light in this particular location. So as you move towards the house, you know, this is a really unique home in the Turks and Caicos. We've integrated this garage, which was quite a kind of a strong idea to maybe showcase some nice things. You know, we shouldn't have these auxiliary spaces that aren't considered in the same level of design as the rest of the house. So you come past the garage to this undercover area, which is this 13-foot cantilever with a water feature, a shallow pool of water, which will be uplit at night. So you'll get this really dramatic theatrical quality of light dancing on the surface of this cantilever. And as you enter, you see this cantilever staircase. So we spent a lot of time thinking and designing a really elegant staircase, which kind of pinballs, if you like, up to the level above. But it's it's trying to reduce the amount of structure, and it sits there quite elegantly in this entry foyer. As we swing around and we enter the building, you look across this garage space, and we like the idea that maybe, you know, there's a nice car, and there's kind of a showcase of this entry sequence. Looking across it to the 3 doors, the glazed doors right ahead of you, which is the elevator, which takes you up across the 3 floors. So on the practical level, this is going to be really helpful to kind of bring in material, bring in food, beverages, bring in staffing, and bring it up through the building. And as we back away and up the staircase and come up to level 2, you start to read this expansive space. So this main space from behind your head, if you like, here to the end wall is 57 foot, totally columnless. I mean, that's a really critical thing. This is a totally flexible columnless space connected with this cantilever terrace to the left and the terraces to the ocean side to the right of your view. As you come up the stair, there's There's a master bedroom to the right-hand side. So this is the only bedroom on this level, which is directly connected to a covered terrace and the pool in front of it. And as we come outside, you'll see some of the kind of design features that we've included, which are, we've really tried to use water as a way of delineating spaces. So in this undercovered space, this is south facing, if you remember, to the right-hand side where the Caicos Bank is, that's south. So you really want to create as much protection as you can to the glazing. So we've got full height sliding doors to the left, and we've got 3 zones, if you like. So you've got a private terrace, which you're standing on right now, a small piece of water, which kind of comes in to connect with the building, a covered terrace in front of you, and the entry steps into the swimming pool, which are also covered, and then the outside dining and kitchen in front of you. So we'll kind of peel around here and enter the living space. You know, Ingo will want to touch on this because this is something of significance, but we have bookending, as I say, master bedroom behind you, but also kitchen in front of you. This kitchen, which is a real high quality Italian designed item. It appears more like furniture than a traditional kitchen. So it sits within this kind of landscape, if you like, of furniture and high quality fixtures and fittings. And this very elegant, slender colonnade on the outside of the building, which delineates terrace space from the pool to the dune to the beach. So now we're going to swing round past the kitchen, and you'll get a sense of this front to back quality, which is really unique at this level. You know, so obviously, usually living spaces typically are at ground level, at level 1. But actually, we're because of the dune and the relationship with the dune, this 25 foot of elevation, it's giving us this ability to have a living space which is really going to have this fantastic view out the back to this landscape gardens, and out the front, the connection to the dune and to the beach. So we'll peel around and then enter that rear terrace, which is north facing. So you'll get some direct sunlight. Let's pause it there. Some direct sunlight in the evening, but during most of the day, this is going to have this kind of dappled light because we've got these hardwood timber slatted roof and facade material, which creates a totally usable environment. You know, you're away from the breeze. It's a covered. You're not going to get burnt. This is an outdoor space for use throughout the day. And as we lift off this this terrace with this. Oh, there's one thing I just actually want to rewind if I can, which I forgot to mention, which is an important point. Just give me a moment. We've integrated this planter along the front edge of this terrace. So this is it's in the cantilever, 13 foot out, overlooking your garden. And we love the idea that you'll really kind of heavily plant this edge. So it also softens it. It almost like appears to be garden, but you're actually elevated. So then we rise up to level 3. We've included these timber fins to the left, to the windows, to give privacy and this kind of dappled quality of light. And right in front of you on this corridor, you've got the elevator. So that's why this is such an important component of this house, totally unique as far as I'm aware along Long Bay. And it provides this kind of effortless usage of the building over 3 stories. And we enter the master bedroom at the end of the property, at the far end. And as you enter, you'll see how the view really opens up. And with a corner window, you can imagine being in this bedroom during the day or early evening, it being a really impressive sight, looking along the 3 miles of Long Bay Beach and across landscaping, of course, to the ocean side. And now this is actually a rendering of the mirror of that master bed. So if you imagine on the other side of the property at this level, and there's a little nook there, which is a totally private indoor and outdoor space, and these really fine colonnade of structure which holds the solar shading. So you'll get this really interesting quality of light, and obviously the brightness of the Caicos Bank, the because of the southerly aspect that you're facing. So we come out onto the terrace and spin round and look down the building. This 82-foot long building, really, you know, stretched out, and these various other terraces that, as well, that are protected from the sunlight, from the direct sunlight, to create really usable outdoor space at this level, where you're obviously going to get this incredible view out to the sea. And then you can really experience this tiering. Let me just go back here again. You know, this idea that the building steps up from the garden side and steps back again, which kind of softens the visible kind of. It's a big house, 7,600 square foot, and we spent a lot of time trying to think about how to soften it against the landscape, so it didn't appear massive, so it appeared elegant against the dune. And as you come away, you can see this kind of layering of solar shading and privacy screens, and the kind of quality of light that you'll experience across this building will give it this quite kind of lightweight, kind of elegant appearance. And we just spin one more time internally, so we come through this really nice moment where the pool kind of pushes back against the house and into this covered space. So that would be a really beautiful quality of light there. And as we come around, you'll see the relationship between this long pool and the dune and the landscaping, and then the Caicos Bank, the sea beyond. And as you pull back, you'll see the route down to the sea. And we've got one more rendering here at the end, which is a really nice, which represents what I've kind of got in my head with this building, which is this elegant structure sitting on top of the dune, if you like, this route down, and this terrace at the bottom, which we've kind of nibbled in to allow a couple of palm trees to provide some natural shading, and water sports storage, which allows you to really use what Long Bay is about, which is about being outdoors. And you know, it's a 3-mile stretch of beach from this end. So, you know, I think that's it. So what I'm going to end with is data. And maybe Inga, you want to touch on a couple of elements here.
A couple of things that I think are interesting and that don't necessarily disclose themselves when you fly through the owner's space, if you will, is that there's a whole sort of a second area inside the house on the other side of the elevator that allows for prep kitchen, allows for servicing through the rear of the elevator into the living spaces, which makes the serviced living aspect and that aspect of resort living even stronger than in most other houses. Then you touched on it briefly, Greg, and we got a question or two as well in regards to some of the appliances and the kitchen. The kitchen is designed specifically for us at South Bank by a company called Arclinea. They design and manufacture kitchens from Italy, and they're one of the most prolific kitchen companies in Italy. In fact, 2 decades ago, if you talked about an Arclinea in Italy, it was like talking about a Kleenex in the US or in Canada about a specific brand, just showing you how iconic the brand is in Italy. And Arclinea is part of a larger design group, Italian design group, which includes B&B Italia, which are designing and manufacturing our closets in the Ocean Estates, Floss Lighting, which is a manufacturer of very high-end architectural lighting, which we're using throughout South Bank as well. And then we briefly also touched on the Tesla being in the garage. Yes, the Tesla fits as do other larger SUVs. The garage is 20 feet long, 22 feet long. But the Tesla also is an ode to the fact that we have optional solar packages for the houses, including the Tesla Powerwall battery packs that serve as auxiliary power should there ever be power outages. at South Bank. The garage depth, 22 feet. And I think there was one other question about the cooktop, which is a gas cooktop, as well as the outdoor kitchen is also provides for gas barbecue. Just some facts and features here about the Dune Villa. The two lots that the Dune Villa is still available on is lots 1 and 2. The acreage of the lots is between 0.7 and just under 0.8 of an acre with 107 feet of frontage. We have 5 oceanfront facing bedrooms, and then we have 1/6 multifunctional space down on the ground floor, which can be a staff quarters or a guest house space, or it can be flexibly turned into a media room or an office or something like that. And we'll work with the respective buyers' needs and desires to design that space according to what they are looking for. The total square footage, almost 7,700 square feet under AC. Another roughly 4,000 square feet of external space, totaling over 11,000 square feet. And we feel that at a price of just under $7 million, this is quite a steal considering you're located directly on Long Bay Beach, and the quality of design and thoughtfulness of the entire layout. I think that is all that I need to mention there right now. Courtney, did we get any other questions in on the chat?
Yeah, thank you, Ingo, and it's a good segue, and thank you also for mentioning the Tesla component, because I think that's a really sort of interesting offering that's sort of attached to the project, and so vital in today's world. We did have one more question from Gasmise, and I believe she's wanting to understand the public beach access. So I'll let you take that one, Ingo, but Gasmise, in short, Long Bay Beach, and Ingo, correct me if I'm wrong, but Long Bay Beach is a public beach, just as you would have assumed. But there are a couple of other areas throughout the project that also provide beach access. So Ingo, would you mind expanding on that?
Maybe Greg, maybe you can stop sharing your screen so that we can see faces again. That would be perfect. Yeah, thank you. So we have a resort beach access onto Long Bay Beach that is accessible for owners and guests at South Bank, which is leads directly onto Long Bay Beach. But it is not a public beach access. There are a number of other public beach accesses along Long Bay Highway, or not Long Bay Highway, Long Bay Beach Road. The next one is a couple of 100 yards to the left from South Bank. So we have advantage within the community to 3 different beach experiences. One is the beach experience of accessing Long Bay Beach directly for those long 3-mile beach walks. The other beach experience is around our lagoon beach, which is the more protected with 4.5 feet deep water and protected from the breezes, ideal for families. And then the third one is on the other side of the ocean is State 2, which is our resort beach, as I like to call it, which is the fully serviced beach area where our casual restaurant is also going to be located. And so we can have drink service and food service on the beach there with lounger experiences and so on and forth. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, that's great, Ingo. And we might just try to pull back up that master plan if it's not too difficult, and maybe just illustrate just very quickly where those locations are. I did also have another question from Carl Couchy, who's asking, how safe is it with regard to hurricanes?
Yeah. So obviously we build, our building code in Turks and Caicos is the same building code as you would find in Miami-Dade County. Our construction on the island in general is of the highest standards, and obviously we adhere to that perfectly as well. We use a window system. From the windows are obviously always the most concerning item of especially a contemporary design of this sort. We use a window system that is German engineered by a company called Schuco and manufactured in Italy and then brought here and then installed here by our construction experts. And it's the same window system that we've previously used at our Blue Key development in Leeward. And as some of you may know, in 2017, we were able to test them in real life conditions in a Cat 5 storm here. And we had no issues with them. So we feel very confident that everything is built to the highest standards.
Thank you, Ingo. Could I ask Greg to pull back up the floor plans for us? We've got a question from Michael Fenimore about the laundry and utility rooms and where they're located.
Sure. So.
And he's just asking here whether they might be located on the ground floor.
So we have a couple of possibilities here for this house. The first one is what's on the top here, marked as storage. So that feeds directly into the rear of the elevator. And that could be a prep kitchen or a larger laundry facility. But on the next floor up, Greg, if you can just slide up to that, there is already a utility room space that also is serviced by the rear door of the elevator and a secret panel into the kitchen. So there's already a prep kitchen and washer and dryer / laundry facility integrated here, but it can be expanded upon on the ground floor.
Wonderful, thank you, Ingo. Let me just see if we've got any more questions here.
I just wanted to note real quickly, Courtney, that the home is 82 feet wide. If I missed that, I'm sorry, but it's remarkable breadth on the water.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Joe. Okay, well, it looks like we might be all done with our questions, but again, if anything pops up after this session that you'd like further explanation on, or just anything that you're wondering about, please feel free to contact me. We will be sending a recording around of this, so please feel free to share this with your prospects or other agents. And thank you again for joining us. We really, really look forward to seeing you hopefully on the next one. Our third spotlight will take place on the 23rd, and we'll focus on the Banks Villa at the Ocean Estate. So hope to see you all then.
Just wanted to add real quickly, Courtney, great job by you. Thank you so much. And to Ingo and to Greg for the great work on the development and architectural design standpoint. It's been a privilege working with the development, and as it gets momentum and we see the first Ocean Estate home being enclosed and starting to be finished, and then the 2 homes on the Lagoon Villa and the lagoon being dug, super, super exciting, and really proud and happy to be a part of it.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all for having us, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you, Ingo. Thank you, Greg.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
That's a wrap.
Okay, we'll see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.